Hello there, Facebook world and community. I'm so excited. My name's Blair Critch, in case somebody hits the share button with you. Look, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. All right, tonight I'm so excited. If you know me at all, you know that I'm super passionate about midlife and menopause things. I am really all about right now helping other women, especially that are going through this time, because man, it is not an easy thing, right? So I always love when I hear other people share their story about how their menopause or perimenopause or any like kind of midlife women stuff. So I asked my friend Pamela, who was telling me about what a great experience she's having. I asked her if she would join tonight. Hi, Pamela. Can you hear me good?
Yes, can you hear my earpods? But I can take them off if you don't hear me clear.
No. Oh, I hear you great. Thank you so much for hopping on tonight. So, you guys, Pamela is in the middle of a move. So, Pamela, give us a quick intro to who you are. And then I've got some questions because I know that Pamela has been using the same product that I've been using and having great results. And that had me really excited to share with all of you guys tonight.
Yes, thank you, Blair, for having me tonight. So my name is Sarah Pamela Vargas. I know I'm Latina, so I have one of those long names.
Love it.
And I'm in South Carolina. I moved here last year from Florida, Lakeland, Florida. And we are in a really pretty town. It's in I think in the east of Columbia, 20 minutes from downtown. It's so pretty. I'm sitting outside because it's been super cold in the past couple weeks, and we finally got like a good weather that we can enjoy the outdoors. And as a Floridian, I love to be outside.
Yes.
So I've been thriving for about 5 years, and I love my results with the products from day one. I was not a day one thriver, but from the beginning, I knew there was going to be really good for me and my health. I have an autoimmune disease, so I was looking for something that will help improve my health.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, I had a hysterectomy, and that completely changed everything for me. And I started like having some symptoms and some other stuff that I didn't know they were going to occur after, were going to happen after my surgery. And little that I know, the company was thinking of me when they come out with like some really
Yes.
good health, woman health for hormonal balance, and just like to improve your woman's like health and wellness.
Yeah. I know when it came out, I was so excited too, because like Pamela, I've also had a hysterectomy and, there are a lot of things like you hear about menopause, but I also feel like, and if you've ever had a hysterectomy, drop below. I feel like when you've had a hysterectomy, it throws you into menopause so fast that it's almost like your body hasn't had time to adjust. So yes, menopause sucks for everybody. And I'm not trying to say it's worse for one person than the other, believe me. But I just know medically from what I've researched and learned, it can be very quick that you start getting those symptoms, and they can be very harsh. Now, some people after this time of having a hysterectomy and going into menopause, it can be very short, which is awesome for them. Mine has not been that experience. And so Pamela either. And so when Thrive came out, our company Lavelle came out with an opportunity to have a product that was a holistic approach to hormone health with no synthetics, no hormones, and no caffeine in it. I was very intrigued. So tell me about like when did you first decide to start trying it? Because it came out around the end of April. And what did you notice in the beginning of trying it?
Okay, so I'm a late bloomer. And same as you, like I pay very close attention to my body, and like I'm very in tune to everything that happens to me because like I mentioned, I had an autoimmune disease. I'm allergic to like so many medications. I'm actually allergic to some vitamins, which is like
Wow.
mind blowing. Um, so when we were in Colorado and they come out with this woman, like vitamins, I was like, how good it could be. I'm already feel good. I don't think that that's gonna help me. I didn't even know I was experienced like premenopause. I just thought, like I'm still recovering from my surgery, and this is completely normal until I start talking to other women that they were telling me, oh no, I actually cannot sleep. I'm actually itchy. Like one of the symptoms, like my skin is super
Yes.
itchy.
Yes.
That's crazy that that's one of the symptoms and nobody talk about, which I think this is awesome that we're talking this about this topic, that we are making aware that this is going to happen to all of us. This has to
Mm-hmm.
stop being a taboo. This had to be loud, and we had to be conscious that this is going to happen to all of us. And hormones, they don't have to be like actually in menopause. Like, you're a woman, hormones happen to us for the moment that we get our periods. This is throughout our life. I was just before jump in with you, listen to a podcast about hormones and how, they just tell you when you're like teenager, you're gonna get your period, you're gonna deal with like uncomfortable and pain the rest of your life until it's gone. But nobody really tell you the changes and how hormones affect your mood, how it change your skin, how it affect like everything, your
Mm-hmm.
womanhood. And I think that is very important that we have to like talk about this thing.
Yes.
And these vitamins are not just for like us that we had a hysterectomy and like we're I'm pre-menopause. I still have my ovaries, so my hysterectomy was partial hysterectomy. I was very lucky to keep both of my ovaries because they were not compromised. But it's still, I still have the night sweats. I still have the itchy skin and nobody talk about it. I still couldn't sleep. I had like nights of like endless nights of not sleep. So my whole brain was completely shut down during the day because I was not getting any rest. And my husband is like, "Who is this
Yeah.
person? Like, you are not the
It's
same
like an
person."
alien takes over your body. You're like not yourself anymore. And men aren't prepared for it either. I feel actually really bad for men because we have not been talked about it, right? And it's kind of like childbirth. I remember the first time I went through childbirth, I was the first of all my friends to have a baby. And I'm like,
Me too.
what the heck? Nobody told me half this crazy weird stuff that's going to happen. Like, why did nobody warn me? My mom was like, I don't know. Nobody talked about it when I was young either. It's like we got to start talking about these things. So the men aren't ready either for menopause because we aren't even talking about it. So I love that you said that.
Yeah, I mean, that is so crazy because at some point, and I don't want to sound like super dramatic, this is like honest, and I wish my husband was here to say this. At some point, like my husband looked at me and he was like, "What? Like, what is it? What can I do? Do you want a divorce?" Like, it was that. No, I'm
Yeah.
serious. Like, it was
Yeah.
that. Like, for us, so shocking that we didn't know what was happening to me. That my husband thought, like I'm not making you happy,
Right.
that you don't love me, I'm not making you happy, should we divorce or
Mm.
separate? And so, like, when I reach out to you, I think one of the things that I tell you is like, I don't want to sound dramatic again. I'm
Yeah.
Latina, but I
It's
don't want
okay.
to sound dramatic. But I feel like when I started taking this vitamins, which that was your question, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Um, that's when like I started realizing like, wow, the nutrition gaps are not just only for, like the vitamins that we take in the morning and, the probiotics and prebiotics and the protein. It's also for our hormones.
Yes.
And it
Yes.
just, it just made click. And
Yeah.
it took, I think it took a couple weeks. I didn't do it when they just come out. I think I started like 2 months after. It might be summertime, and I didn't even want. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna let all my friends try it, and
Yep.
good for them. I'm sure I'm good. And then a friend of mine just came to visit me, which is so funny. This is how I started Thrive in the beginning. A friend of mine came to visit me, and she's like, have you tried it, do you love it? I'm like, no. She's like, okay, I have some in my purse, I'm gonna leave 4 days here, you're gonna take this 4 days and
Oh,
order
that was
right
so
away.
nice.
Yeah, and she's like, because I know you're being really busy.
Yeah.
And you're poor. Yeah,
It takes
and
a
your poor
friend because it
husband.
can't be your husband, right? It's got to be a friend. I
Yes,
appreciate that in a friend.
yes. And she was like, because I know that your husband is going to be so glad
Yeah.
you start taking this. And I remember like the first week, like not waking up in the middle of the night, drenching on sweat and feeling so disgusting and how to change. Like it's really that bad. I don't want to scare anybody, but it's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Like I would
Well, and
wake
it's like
up and
weird things that happen, like you were saying, like
yeah,
itchy skin or like ringing in the ears or not being able to sleep at night or, it's like just some strange things. I feel like when you think about menopause, you think about irritability, because I think that people talk about that a lot, having a low libido. and maybe being tired. Like those are the things I remember hearing about, right? And hot flashes, of course, right? Hot flashes and night sweats. But I didn't hear about any of the other stuff that you and I are talking about. So I love that you're bringing that up and that it started. So I see you have HDS right next to you. Can you show everybody what the 2 steps are?
Oh yeah. So these are my happy pills. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not gonna talk the ingredients of the
Right.
components or anything. I call them happy pill, and they really make me happy. I don't know why or what is the chemical thing that it makes in my body. But when I go without, my husband literally remind me, "Hey, do you had your happy pill
Right.
today?" And we're not talking about Xanax.
Right. We're talking
And
about a complete herb. It's all herbs, guys. There's
natural.
nothing else in it except herbs. I was actually taking 6 of the things that are already in there, like dim, red clover, ginger extract, quercetin. I was taking these things separately because I had researched, because I was already a year in to my menopause when this product came out, probably a year and a half in actually, when it came out. And so I have been already trying other products, and either they didn't work for me, or the pills were like so hard to swallow that I was gagging them up and it wasn't worth it. And so when this came out, I love that you showed the capsules. They are so well made. They're so easy to swallow.
Yeah.
And then show them step 2, Pamela. What do they do at night? So those pills are for the
So
morning, you guys.
yeah, the happy pills are for the morning. And I hear people talk about like, do them with their 3 steps in the morning as like, your normal routine for like your supplements. I personally wait until I have my shake because I don't like to take a lot of capsules at the same time since I have a very sensitive stomach. But honestly, like you can take it at any time of the day. I don't think there is a you know, thing about that. But this is so awesome. And it's one of my favorite patches. Um, to be honest, I did it wrong the first time because I didn't read the instructions and I put the patch first and I was kind of like, and this kind of like lullaby all day, kind of like, why did I feel like I just want to like go cozy in my bed? And then I find out you put it at night.
That's awesome.
So,
And
so they're just this
they're
cute little
so cute, you
patches.
guys. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're so cute. They say like sweet dreams, and it's really sweet. So 2 simple steps. You take your 2 capsules in the
that's
morning
it.
at some point, and you put on your patch at night before you go to bed, and you could take it off first thing in the morning, and that is it. It's so simple.
That's it.
And
That's
yep.
it.
And okay, so tell us what you noticed the first week.
So the first week for me was absolutely the regulation of my the temperature in my body. At night, I will have like this terrible night sweats, and
Yes.
it was gross. I had to get up and change, and it was like, I had to put a towel, where I sleep because I will like leave a body
Yes.
about it.
Yes.
So I mean, it's horrible. And I was
Yes.
embarrassed to my husband. I was like mad and angry at me. Like, what's happening?
Yes.
Why am I sweating like that? I never sweat in my life before like that. And then during the days, I will have like this horrible, like, it's kind of like you're possessed by this thing and you're like on fire. And I'm
Yeah, it's like from
Latina,
the
so
inside out. Yeah. So
and
weird,
I'm
right?
Latina. I know about the fire, and it was not that fire. I was
Yeah.
just kind of like, and then like this mood, this like crazy moods that you just go from like happy to angry to sad to not even understanding what's happening in your head and your body. I think that was the first thing I noticed is those 3 things completely calmed down. I'm not gonna say they went away completely
Hmm.
because sometimes I still like woke up sweating a little bit.
Right.
Sometimes I still get a little bit of like, like a little bit of flashes and like moon sweeps. That's a woman, we're all gonna say we have those, but it was like I was crazy. Like in my head, I
Yeah.
couldn't control my thoughts anymore, and it was fluctuate. So that was the 3 things that for me I was like, oh my god, I can never go out. What?
Those are 3 huge things too. Yeah. For me, I think it was the morning of day 4. I was like, oh my gosh, I woke up and my bed's not wet. I'm not
Yeah.
soaked in sweat. Like you said, I was blown away, and I haven't had that since. So it's been since the end of April that I haven't felt that way. And I actually just went away this last weekend to Orlando, which, if you guys don't live in Florida, Orlando's like cold for us if you live in South Florida, like I do. So it was like a cold night, and we were in sweater and jeans and boots, and I was worried I was going to be sweaty. because even last year when we went skiing in Utah, it was 20 degrees and I still got, those temperature changes, those hot flashes. And so I was literally like, oh my gosh, this whole night I never had one. I felt amazing. That's
Yeah.
really like just so huge. So you were on it the first week, you noticed those three things. Anything now that you've been on it for a little bit longer that you're starting to
Oh,
notice?
oh my God. Yes, my energy level went back up because when you're not sleeping good, and I'm sure a lot of women can relate with this, not, if you have a newborn baby or if you just like cannot sleep good, when you don't sleep good, you drag through the day. You're just dragging. And your brain at some point is like, kind of like, like you see a bobblehead that just kind of like go, like,
Yes.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
going. And we just have to do our normal routine in life. And that was for me like one thing that I noticed probably in the second month, that my energy level went back up. I was not dragging through the day. Like right now, after this live, I'm gonna get ready for the gym. I go to the gym with a group of people
Wow.
that they're in their 20s,
Ah,
and they are like, I know they're in their 20s, and they go to the gym until like 10 p.m. and then they go out to dance, and I do all those things with them, and they don't believe my age. When I tell them my age, they're like, nah. And I'm like, yeah, my son is 20. My son is your age.
yeah.
Like I go out to concerts and parties with them, and like I wouldn't done this a couple years ago. Like no, like don't like I don't want to be around teenagers. I don't want to be with people that is not my same age, because we're all
Right.
cranky and we're want to sip wine and go to bed early. So no,
I
girlfriend,
love
like
it.
I honestly feel like I'm back in my 20s. My skin is glowing. I'm barely wearing makeup. My skin looks the best that it has been in like years. My hair is
Yep.
like crazy long. It cannot
Yes.
stop
That
growing.
was right.
My
I swear it helped my hair
nails.
too. Yes. It's crazy.
I already take all the other vitamins because I love all of our like plus line. I love my 3 steps, and it had helped me for years to keep myself healthy. But it
Yes.
was something that my body was missing. It was something that I need more, and this was it. Like, is
Yep.
my favorite by far. The whole science behind, and I try to not get into it because people's like, well, you're not a doctor, you're not, you don't know have the certifications to talk about this. But if you actually want to, they have a research. We were in the news for a reason. They have a research on this. There's a whole science behind, and there are things that we don't talk about. It is everything is hormones. Insulin is hormones.
Yeah.
Your thyroid is hormones. Everything is hormones. And when people get more educated on it and they know where they need to make those hormones function in your body and help you, like, we're all more healthy
So
and
true.
better.
Yes. So true. So if you're listening to this tonight and you're like, okay, I want to try this out for myself, I always tell people, and listen, I got this advice from my holistic nurse because she went through every single ingredient for me. Those of you that know me know that I had ovarian cancer a few years ago. And so now I don't take anything without it going through my oncologist and my holistic nurse. Like they check everything for me. Both of them gave me the approval on this product. And then once they did, my holistic nurse did give me a warning. She said, listen, this stuff is amazing. All the herbs in here are so good. It's why I was already taking a few of them separately. She's like, so for some people, they'll only need one capsule and to cut the patch in half. Some people will need two capsules in a full patch. So, you'll be able to see what's right for you and your body. And if you're interested in getting a full month supply, drop below that you're interested. If you're friends with Pamela, reach out to Pamela. If you're friends with me, reach out to me because we have a 15% off promo code for you
Yep.
that's only going to last for the next 24 hours. So reach out to us. We want to help you get started. I always think about this. We're getting into the holiday season. And when you don't feel good, you don't show up the best, right? And when you're irritable, your whole family becomes irritable or on edge. You want to have the best Thanksgiving. You want to have the best holiday season. You want to be able to enjoy your holidays and travel or whatever it is that you're doing. So get this now, get started, feel better, do something for yourself. I always say put that oxygen mask on yourself first, like they say at the
Or,
airport, right? And take care of
yeah.
yourself because you have a big season coming up. The next 6 weeks are going to be busy. There's going to be a lot of parties, a lot of things pulling you different directions. You're going to be tired. We're eating more sugar, drinking a little bit more. You've got to do the things that you need to for your body. So, Pamela,
Yes.
anything that you want to say to everybody before we get off tonight?
Oh my God, yes, you're absolutely right. A couple years ago, I canceled Christmas. I was the Grinch. I canceled Christmas because I was so irritable. I was so tired and I didn't feel good. I didn't know what was happening to me. I did not want to decorate for Christmas. I did not have the cinema, the energy to do it. And I canceled Christmas. And that was the
Oh my
last Christmas
gosh.
before my son went to college. So if I
Oh,
had this product 2 years ago and I felt as good as I feel today, I probably would have an amazing
yeah,
Christmas. But you know, you
you
live,
would
you
have.
learn, you live, you learn, and it's
Right.
okay. They forgive me because they knew it was not my fault. But I really hope that if somebody is watching this and they're feeling like that, like you say, is this two next months or the busiest months of the year? Going
Yeah.
to the mall is a nightmare. Having family over, yes, it's so nice to have family over, but you get tired because you're in charge of everything. And put that, like you say, that oxygen mask
Yeah.
first. Take care of yourself first. And if you feel like this is fucked to you, contact you, me, anybody that you know that it has
Yeah.
this product available because you need it. We all need it.
Amen. I totally agree. No canceling Christmas, guys. Get out there and take care of yourself. Pamela, thank you so much for being on with me today. And thanks, you guys, for watching. If this was helpful for you, hit the share button because it's going to help somebody else too. And have a great night, you guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.